Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Steel Sanctuary podcast. I'm your host, Dave Ribeiro from SteelSanctuary.com, and this is my co-host, David Cora. David, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
Before we start the podcast, you want to hit the read for Manscaped for us?
Absolutely. All right, guys. For those of you that have never used Manscaped, I just want you to know that I have used other products for doing maintenance down there, and it's happened to me where you nick yourself, and it sucks. It's scary. Well, let me tell you something. With Manscaped's new Lawnmower 4.0 and its no-cut technology, you can now do some maintenance down there, and you don't got to have that fear and it's of something bad happening. And it's amazing because it's got this like flashlight built into it, and then it's like having like your own barber down there. Like you don't miss any hairs. It makes everything look really nice. So look, go to Manscaped, use our code Sanctuary for a 20% discount, and buy the Lawnmower 4.0 plus free shipping. Trust me, you will not regret this.
Nice. I ordered the beard stuff, the beard shampoo and the beard conditioner. It's good stuff, man. Yeah, just don't forget, use that code Sanctuary to get 20% off. All right, let's get to the Steelers stuff now. Two new free agent signings. The free agent signings just keep on coming. Braden Fehoko and Keanu Neal were signed this week. Fajoko's kind of, I don't know, end of the roster type, nose tackle type guy.
That guy's strictly depth, bro. That's all he is.
Yeah, not really exciting.
At first, I kind of got excited when I saw that they were grabbing these guys from the Chargers. Like, whoa, wait, are these the really good defensive guys, that are on that Chargers defense? And I started looking it up, and I'm like, no.
Negative. No, not a good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a nose tackle. They only have, maybe one nose tackle on the roster right now, true nose. So I guess it's all right. But I looked him up. PFF gave him a bad grade. He hasn't played very much. A couple people put some good highlights on Twitter. I guess we'll just wait and see. But I wouldn't expect too much from that Fehoko signing. Keanu Neal, kind of the same, dude. He's not. There was a point where he was pretty good. He's a former first-round pick. The Steelers did have him in for a visit before his draft. I think it was 2017. Pretty much just a box safety.
Yeah, I mean, he had 47 solo tackles, 1 interception. He allowed 22 receptions. Only had a 57.7 grading from PFF. I mean, I'm not impressed. Here's the question though: is he the new starting safety, or is it going to be Kazi?
As of right now, I would say he's the starting strong safety. Maybe they're going to – we'll get to the Tomlin interview in a little bit, but I saw where he said it's kind of like a fluid thing where they're going to use guys in different situations, and maybe they'll use Keanu Neal on rundowns and Kazi on passing downs. I have all three of them out at one point, do 3 safeties.
Yeah, and I heard that.
Sounds like they're going to get creative with this stuff.
Yeah, they may do the three safety stuff and go from there, and that's when Keanu will be out there. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I think Kazi's better. That's just my opinion.
I think Terrell Evans is better, to be honest with you. I think Terrell Evans is much better.
Yeah, I would say. But look, I don't know if you saw this week or not, but they made him an offer. He just said no.
Well,
here's the question. Preferred the Eagles.
I guess. How much did they offer him? Because the Eagles only offered him $2 million with only $600,000 guaranteed.
Well, that's my point. Like they had to have offered him around the same amount of money.
He just hope so.
Chose to go to the Eagles. But I get it. The Eagles just went to the Super Bowl, but they just lost everybody.
Yeah, I don't think.
Like if you're looking for a ring, or I don't know. I don't know what caused him to want to choose them over the Steelers, but the only thing I can think of is that he thinks he's got more of a shot at a ring with them.
I hadn't thought of it in that way, and you might be right. I mean, you get to pick one of the two that's closer to a Super Bowl. I guess you have to say the Eagles, even with the players they lost. The NFC is wide open. That conference stinks. There's no good teams over there, really.
Right.
So
it's the only thing I can think of, man. I mean, when you saw what he got paid by them, you're just like, what the hell? Like, I'm sure that the con could figure out a way to give him $2 million fucking dollars. So
yeah, I mean, I can't see them not offering him that. You can't.
He had to have it had to be just he wants to get a ring. and he doesn't feel the Steelers are going to be there anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's the only logical explanation, because otherwise, he's been with Pittsburgh 5 years. He's played with, Minka for 3 years at least. Seemed there would be some comfort there, but maybe he's just.
Look, I really thought maybe they were going to pay him 5, 6, 7 million. I really did.
Yeah.
And
safeties don't get paid, man. And
I know, but I just didn't expect it to be that low. I really didn't. I figured they were going to pay him more than the Steelers offered, and he took the more money, which I wouldn't have blamed him then. But when I heard it was $2 million, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever. I agree with you though. I think that he's better than this Keanu Neal. I don't.
Definitely.
It's
they're both below average safeties, but I do think he's better. I don't think there's any way you can. And Neal's just.
I will say this. I think the Steelers, they want to move on because they want more playmakers at safety. They want a playmaking safety on both sides of the field.
Yeah, that simple.
Because you think about it. Minka had the same amount of interceptions just this past season that Terrell Evans has had his whole career. That's the knock on saying Evans. Something. So
he's not a playmaker.
They probably looked at that and they're like, okay, this guy is a good dime linebacker or nickel linebacker. He can't intercept the ball. Yeah. Like what are you going to do? You're going to convert him to a linebacker? I don't know what the processing through their minds here with this, but I'm just guessing that was what it was.
It's funny that the Cowboys actually used him kind of as a linebacker 2 years ago, like basically a linebacker. So he could do it.
Wait, Keanu? Who are you talking about?
Keanu.
Oh, Keanu, okay.
Yeah, they used him kind of as a linebacker-ish type role. That's free safety role, where he plays closer to the line, especially on passing downs, and they have the two safeties. I think that's the way the Steelers are going to end up probably using him more often than not. Maybe, as a specialist when you play the Browns and the Ravens too, have him on the field instead of Kazi, who's a little smaller, especially against the run.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Who knows? I'm kind of, we talked about it a little bit last pod. I'm confused about the whole process with the secondary and what they're thinking, how they're going to do this. I'm just, I don't know. They still don't have a slot corner. You want me to know what I think? Downgraded at safety. I don't know.
And this ain't going to make you feel any better, but I think they're going to roll out there with Akilla Witherspoon, Levi Wallace, and Peterson.
Who plays the slot? Witherspoon?
I don't know.
Have to be him, right?
I don't know. I don't know who they're gonna pick to play where, but I think they think that Witherspoon healthy is going to be the other one. Now I could be completely wrong here, but when you're not going to any of these top corners, fucking pro day.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that later too.
I'm just saying, it makes me wonder. So
that's a bad secondary, Dave, with a potential to be real bad if Peterson falls off the cliff. If he stays good,
yeah. If he stays good, they're okay.
Then it's okay. Then it's passable.
Yeah, they'll be all right.
But it could end up being really bad if he doesn't play well.
It could be fucking catastrophic if he falls off the cliff. Woo!
I saw Tomlin, and we'll get to Tomlin's interview too, but I saw him. They asked him about his versatility, Peterson's, and he said, asked about playing safety possibly. He's like, yeah, we've talked about it and we've had conversations. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? He's going to play safety? Where is he going to play safety? He's not a strong safety. He's not a big guy. What are they? I'm so confused right now. This is what we've talked about before. I think the Steelers tend to overthink things and try to get too cute on defense. And I think this is one of these situations where
Tomlin maybe they draft too fucking cute on defense. That's what it is.
And maybe they just draft back-to-back corners. Maybe they take, Joey Porter Jr. and then they take the Alabama kid and have then you got your slot and regular corner, and this is all a moot point. But if they short of that, this thing's, I don't know, seems like could be a train wreck. I don't know. I'm not overly happy with the moves in the secondary. Bud Dupree came in, didn't sign that a contract. That's not a good sign for me. You know me. I want Bud signed to this team. Usually, when players come in and leave without a contract, they end up not signing with the Steelers. Very rarely they come back and end up signing. So this is.
I don't, and I don't know how to take that. But I told you, I said, I wonder how much money that ego is going to want.
That's true.
And
he knows
said
Pittsburgh.
This, and
he knows they're not going to pay.
I got a feeling they offered him money, and it's not enough.
They said they didn't talk contract. I don't know if I believe that.
They did or not?
They did not. They said they did not talk contract.
Why would you not talk contract? That doesn't even make sense.
I mean, he came in for a physical because they wanted to see if he was fully, healthy and ready to play.
Well, last time I checked, a physical don't take 12 fucking hours. Like,
yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. This is another one that baffles me with the Steelers. I'm a little. You know all you need to know about Bud Dupree. He doesn't even have to be in the 12 hours.
That's my point. Like, I mean, what in the hell?
You give him a physical, offer him a contract, he either takes or he doesn't. You don't talk contract after 12 hours.
Could it be maybe they didn't see what they liked? I'm sorry, they didn't like what they see. I said, they didn't like what they see. I mean,
there's always that point that he didn't do well in his physical. They didn't say failed physical. They didn't. I don't know. Did they see something they didn't like and they were worried? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing's strange to me. I don't know.
For those of us who wanted them to sign Bud Dupree, this is not a good omen. I think I was like 95% sure he was going to sign last week. Now I'm 95% sure he's not going to sign with them now.
Damn, you're now you went the opposite. Yeah. You're that far opposite.
The Steelers have that history. They bring you in, they check you out, and they sign you that day. Outside free agents. If not, it's over. So we'll see. I could be wrong. I don't think anybody's beaten Bud's door down to sign
I think you're the only saving grace is that you're right. Literally, he just did a physical, and another day they're going to do the contract. But to not hear nothing today either. That's
I know it's already 24 hours past, and
so it doesn't sound good.
All right, one more little bit of news. It's not actually a little bit of news. Lamar Jackson has confirmed he asked for a trade. This is like a catastrophe for the Ravens, right? This is just
yes, and I love every second of it.
Put it on Twitter right as the Ravens coach was starting his press conference. He got bombarded with questions. He had no idea what was coming. It was pretty comical, actually. This is just.
Have you seen the list of first round picks that went out of Baltimore over the course of the last 2-3 years? It's like 5-6 players. You're like, good Lord, they are a fucking mess.
Yeah. And it seems like there's no teams willing to give up 2 first round picks for Lamar. They're all jumping off saying, "Oh, we're not interested. And it's weird. This whole situation's weird.
Yeah, I'm just I'm taken back and surprised by how much their players talk shit to the coaches and the GM. Like, it's just shit that you don't really normally see with a team, especially with Baltimore.
Especially Baltimore. I was just gonna say that. That's usually a buttoned up organization.
I mean, say what you want about them, but they're very similar to us, really. And I just was very surprised at how much those players just run their mouth about GM or coaching or whatever. You're just like, wow, okay.
It's the offensive guys, because I think they're all frustrated. The receivers and stuff are frustrated. They don't get the ball a lot. And the GM threw a couple of them under the bus saying that,
yeah, and that's
not
the thing.
That good.
Like, is it that it's them or it's Lamar Jackson and they don't want to say it?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think you just hit the nail on the head. It's the offense they've designed for Lamar Jackson, which doesn't lend itself to big wide receiver numbers. It just doesn't.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
And he doesn't like to he likes to throw tight ends for whatever reason. Usually they say the middle of the field is tougher. But he likes to throw in the middle of the field more. So
That's what it is. He'd rather those tight ends run down the seam.
yeah.
And then if they're not open, run. He's going to run
off.
with it.
Yep. Yep. And it's weird that even the Atlanta owners came out and said, no, we're not interested. It's different than last year when they were all in for Watson. It's weird. I don't know how this gets resolved. You can't go back, right? You can't go back now. You ask for a trade, all this bad blood.
I don't. Baltimore. Right. But hey, look, I'm glad. I hope this thing goes on for months.
And it might. And it might. It really
hold them hostage through the draft.
Yep.
Through camp. I mean, please. Like, I hope that they don't draft one in the draft. Like, right? They don't draft one, and then I hope he doesn't sign. Like, I hope he
have to. They have to draft one now, right? No matter what, even if he's still on the team.
Well, I don't know if they will or not because it could cause more drama. You could be like, oh, okay, you want to go that route? Then I'm definitely not coming back. Hey, dude, I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. I hope this goes through the draft because that's going to screw them out of going after any of these top, 6 quarterbacks? What do they pick in the draft? Because
I was just looking that up, dude. I was going to ask you because I couldn't remember.
They got to be around 13.
Somewhere around there. Let me see here.
12 or 13, I think
Atlanta,
they are.
Chicago, Philly, Detroit, Houston, Jets, New England, Green Bay, Washington. Wait a minute.
What?
I don't see them anywhere. Chicago.
Do they not have a?
Wait, this mock draft I looked up quick.
They're after the Steelers, actually. They're after the Steelers.
Yeah, this one has a projected trade. So they
trade.
must be around 20.
They are. They are, because I remember I saw a mock today that had them taking Joey Porter Jr.
After the Steelers, like the Steelers passed
after
on
the
Joey
Steelers.
Porter?
Yes.
Really?
But I'll wait till we get down the road a little bit to talk about who in this draft.
So yeah, they might be a team that trades up still and tries to get like Anthony Richardson or something like that, which I wouldn't love because that's Lamar Jackson 2.0, or maybe even better armed than him.
Yeah,
believe it or not. All right, let's jump to the Mike Tomlin press conference. It wasn't a lot, but there was a few things. I thought it was funny. One of the first questions they asked him, something about how do you feel about Terrell Edmonds and what do you think of him as a player? And the only thing Tomlin could come up with is durability. Pretty much, he's like, "Oh, he's durable and he's available." And
yeah,
and that's all there really is with Terrell Edmonds is he didn't miss any games. He was always on the field.
That's really it. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't know how to put this. Like, he was a great tackling safety, but he wasn't a playmaker. So
not a playmaker at all.
He wasn't worth his first down, his first round value. He wasn't worth paying any money to keep, really. So we lost him. He did go at Minka, but I think we'll get the fuck over. I mean, that's me. Okay. I liked him, but I didn't like him enough where I'm gonna we're screwed.
Definitely.
It's just no. Sorry.
Tomlin did also say he expects a much better year out of Larry Ogunjobi. I think he could be right. I mean, another year in the system, healthy, hopefully. It could be a nice tandem with him and Cam Hayward that could end up being really good. I'm really high on Larry Ogunjobi. I don't know where you stand on him. I think he's going to be I think that was one of the better signings of the offseason so far.
When he's healthy, dude, like, I think he's legit. To be honest with you. Well, look, I mean, the Bears are the Bears, but I mean, they didn't offer him $39 million over 3 years for nothing. I mean, when he's healthy, he's legit. So I think I think it was great signing them bringing him back. I thought he helped them he was against the run. He did good. He put pressure on the quarterback. So you got both best of both worlds with him, really. So I thought it was good. I thought it was good to keep him, to bring him back. I didn't see nothing wrong with it at all.
He needs to stay healthy and stay consistent, and he should have a pretty good year. What else did Tomlin have to say? Did you notice he kind of at one point they asked him a question. He's like, I want to go out of my way to protect our information, and we're going to use some gamesmanship to keep teams from, figuring out what we're doing and stuff like that. And I thought that was kind of weird that he kind of went out of his way to make that point. I don't know. Does he think teams are
Direct
paying more
shot
attention
at
to him?
the Pats, probably.
It's possible. I mean,
Hey, he's openly a couple times, like when they've lost to the Patriots, he's made some comments. I don't know if you remember, but
yeah,
he's
I think he's talking about
he's
more about the draft stuff though, like their draft
maybe
process
maybe
when they
I don't know.
I just thought that was weird. I picked up on that. Hold on. What else did we get from Mike Tomlin? They asked him about the tackles, and they said, "Are you okay with the tack? Are you what? Let me get the direct quote so I don't screw this up. Are you happy with your tackle situation?" He said, "Happy is a dangerous word. I'll say I'm comfortable." So clearly, he's not overly thrilled with the left and right tackles, Okafor and Dan Moore. Does this mean they draft a tackle first round? I mean, a little shot at those guys for sure.
Yeah, I that's where I'm leaning to when we get to that other part. I mean, I have a guy. I think they're definitely that's probably who they're going to go after. And I have maybe a couple reasons why. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, that was pretty much it on the Tom. I don't know. Do you have anything else from that? It was kind of
No.
those guys. Those I'll tell you, those beat reporters do not ask questions. They're asking them, "Do you and Omar Khan have a favorite restaurant to go to on the road?" It's like, really? You get Mike Tomlin for 20 minutes in the middle of draft season, and you're asking him what a fucking pizza he eats. Seriously, this is the best questions you can come up with. It's like I'm sitting there falling asleep for this press conference because no one's asking him legit questions like, who are we drafting? What are we after? What free agent are we signing? What pizza do you eat?
It's like, Mike,
Like,
do you
really?
like your toilet paper roll to roll over top or to roll underneath? Which one do you prefer?
Listen, I'm not a reporter. I don't do it for a living, but I think I could think of 100 better questions than some of the questions I heard.
Yeah.
This in this press conference.
Like, are you a medium well steak kind of guy? Like what?
Come on, you guys are. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the pro day visits that we've had this week.
Yeah.
We've talked about it on the last episode. If they didn't go to Maryland and they didn't,
sound the alarm.
We didn't go to Oregon, Illinois, and all those other schools that have top corners in this draft. Now, there's a caveat to that. They didn't go to Penn State either, by the way. I'm talking Khan and Tomlin. They did have the owners' meetings during the Penn State and Maryland pro days, so that kind of throws a monkey wrench in the whole.
And Tomlin, I thought, said that during his press conference too. Do not read into this stuff. Didn't he say that too?
Something like to that effect, yeah.
He said that you have to understand that their conflicting schedules, the geography is part of it, like where they're at, where the pro day's at, and everything else. So he said that we shouldn't read into that as much this year. And it's like, well, bro, you've been doing it for 15 years. Where if you
at least 12 or 13 years in a row, yeah.
Yeah, I saw 12. Yeah. You brought up 15 years. Either way, it's a long fucking time. It's over a decade.
Yeah, it's
that
it's
you've
over a
been
decade, for sure.
That you and the GM have to be there in order to be a first round pick. So to say not to worry about that, we're going to worry about that because that's usually the indicator.
It's so strange too because they stopped going right after.
Well, my thing is I was going to ask you how on average, I wonder how many do they attend usually per year, Tomlin and the GM, because it just feels like to me they've hardly went to any.
I think it's close to it's double digits.
Did they
on average? I believe it's like 10. No, not this year. On average, 10 to I would say 10 to 12. They did. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 this year. Like they stopped short.
So it has been less. So it has.
Yeah, it's been less. Like they didn't go to Tennessee.
I know
there was no meetings.
I think Waddle's the guy. I think Waddle's really got his hands in this. I really do.
But they didn't send Waddle anywhere.
Well,
they sent him to Pitt and Penn State.
How much of that have we been really paying attention to, though? I mean, I don't know if he's been anywhere else or not, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know where Waddle's been, but if Waddle's setting the draft board, the big board, then maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I don't know, man. I just
It's crazy. It's bizarre what they've done this year. It is a different regime. It's Khan now. It's not Tomlin anymore.
right.
I mean, it's
And
not Colbert anymore. But you
I
would
wonder
think,
if they're just like, hey, let's let Wild do his thing. Well, maybe they're being told to not. You don't need to go to these pro days as much.
I guess. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, I wonder if there's something they're being taught now, either by Weidel or whoever it is, that you don't need to be at all these damn pro days, or you don't need to be, or maybe they got told, look, you're being a little too predictable.
well, that's the thing about him saying, protecting our information and blah, blah, blah. Maybe he was hinting towards that. Maybe he's trying to.
If he didn't bring up the draft in general, then maybe did he cite the draft or no?
I'm trying to think. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think that's in my mind. That's what I think the question was towards.
Okay,
and then he kind of went off on it.
I didn't hear what question specifically was asked. I just heard him make these comments, and I was just like, my man just taking his.
Do you cross off Joey Porter Jr. or not?
No.
Did he go to Penn State?
No.
You think he's still in play at 17?
Yeah. Only reason why, well, two reasons. One, Tomlin's known the kid since he's in diapers and has watched him play football ever since he was what? Midget football? Watched him all through high school. Maybe went to Penn State games with Joey Porter. I don't know if he has or not. I'm just guessing. Okay.
He did. Didn't they get in trouble one time for swearing at the yelling at the referee one time?
Yeah, it could be. I have
remember that back in that day. They did, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, Tomlin knows this kid. He knows what he's capable of. And the second thing is that Weidel was there, who's setting the big board. So it's not Porter that I am worried they're not going to take. They didn't give a flying fuck about the Gonzalez Pro Day or Witherspoon or who's Deontay Banks. Did they go see Cam Smith? I don't,
No, they did not.
They didn't go see any of these guys. So I think the only corner that is on their board is Joey Porter Jr. That's it.
Okay. I'm glad you said that because here's my concern in the back of my head. Did Mike Tomlin throw down and say, we're taking Joey Porter Jr. no matter what? I don't care about Devin Witherspoon. I don't care about Christian Gonzalez. I don't care about Deontay Banks. It's Joey Porter Jr. or bust. Because that would concern me. That would concern me a lot. Because
I think he said that he might have said that he's the only corner I want.
Without going to talk to any of the kids.
Without ranking other positions, right? Best player available at other positions head to head with Joey Porter. I think that there's a chance he could have said, hey, look, the only corner I'm interested in taking is Joey Porter. If there's no other ranked players on our board higher than him that fall, like say, for instance, say Jalen Carter falls, right?
Yeah. We're talking strictly corners. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But corners, yes, I think he might have said that.
So Devin Witherspoon and Joey Porter Jr. are both there at 17.
So let's just think about this. They didn't send one fucking person, correct?
No, they might have sent some random scout to Illinois, but none of the big guys went to Illinois. None of them.
I didn't hear of any Steelers person being at any of those guys' pro days. None.
No. I mean,
so it's one thing when you hear like an offensive, Pat Meyer was at Skorinsky's pro day, right? So they sent someone. They sent somebody to watch, right? But I didn't hear of the cornerbacks coach. I didn't hear any of those guys there. Terrell Austin wasn't there. None of them guys were there.
Let me pull up real quick. Alex Kozora does a great job with this, tracking the Steelers guys and who shows up. And he gives a list of people. I hate to give them credit, but Kozora is just so good. It would probably take me a while to go through. But yeah, you're right. They didn't send anybody even like Weidel, or I don't even think the DC went to any of those pro days.
Just send somebody.
Oregon, they sent senior scouting assistant Kelvin Fisher, who
I don't
I'm
even know who
sorry.
the fuck that is. Like, no
I
offense to
haven't heard of
him.
him.
I have no idea who the fuck that is. So
I did hear that Devin Witherspoon is going to work out in April, that he didn't do anything at the pro day. So that might TBD.
well, let me
They might
ask you
send
this.
somebody that stuff.
Let me just throw this out there, right? What if they've been told that the visit to the facility is more important? Bringing him in is more important than going to him at his pro day.
It's possible. You want to get a list of, because I have this up right now, a list of people that are coming in that are confirmed so far for visits.
Sure.
Jonathan Mingo, wide receiver, Mississippi. Charlie Jones, wide receiver, Purdue. DeJuan Jones, offensive tackle, Ohio State. Osiris Torrance, Florida guard. Steve Avila, guard, TCU. John Michael Schmitz, center, Minnesota. Cody Mock, tackle, North Dakota State. Javon Dexter, Florida defensive tackle. Keanu Benton, Wisconsin defensive tackle. This name I'm going to butcher. Tuli Tuiopolopo.
Oh, that's the USC guy, right? Yeah.
Yep. And then all day 2 corners. Kylie Ringo, Georgia. Emmanuel Forbes, Mississippi State. Tyreek Stevenson, Miami. Joey Porter Jr. came in. And then a safety, Daniel Scott. So you're right. It's going to be Joey Porter Jr. or they're going in the second round.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
That's it.
Unless we hear that one of these other corners, the big corners, come. And I get it. Christian Gonzalez probably doesn't. There's probably no chance in hell he makes it to 17. So why waste a trip to Oregon?
And that could be what it is. They might think that just him and Witherspoon are just not going to be there.
Witherspoon could follow, I think.
I don't know, bro. Every mock I see, he's still going top like 10, top 12. So I don't think like the injury or none of that.
Flight for them. But it's interesting. A lot of day 2 corners, a lot of offensive linemen, and a lot of defensive guys. A couple wide receivers. So far, they get 30 visits. I think that's only about 15 that are confirmed. So
a lot of linemen there too.
Yeah, there's a lot of linemen.
What I hear, 4 or 5?
Yeah. Torrance, Avila, John Michael Schmitz, Cody Mock, and DeJuan Jones, 5. Yep.
And then they took out 4 or 5 Ohio State offensive linemen out to dinner.
Including Luke Whippler. They could be looking for a center.
That's the rumor, is that they
Avila can play center.
They are taking center seriously. So all my mocks where I had Whippler originally in the 3rd round or whatever, that might end up being accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. The Steelers could definitely target him in the 3rd round.
I don't know. I think that they're definitely looking to go trenches on both sides. If Porter's there, they'll take him. And then after that, they're targeting D lineman and O lineman. I really think that's what they're doing.
So you said you had somebody in mind that you thought they were going to take. Who do you think?
I think it's going to be so just thinking about like which was it Georgia's pro day where the whole damn Steelers organization went?
Alabama.
Oh, it was Alabama. Damn it. I thought it was Georgia.
They sent a lot of guys to Georgia too, but
I was going to say, but didn't Mike Tomlin and them go to Georgia?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
But
so
they sent just about everybody to Alabama, like just about everybody.
Well, I think the target from Georgia is Broderick Jones.
Oh, if he falls, I agree with you 100%.
I think that's the guy they want. I really do. Now, and I mean, look, it's also convenient that there's Nolan Smith. This guy could be an off-ball linebacker, or he could be an edge. He could be either. They may like him. Jalen Carter could fall because of everybody's concerns of him, right?
Yep.
You got Kaylee Ringo, who's off and on getting projected sometimes first-round pick. Then he falls at the. This is the guy that maybe they like in the 2nd or 3rd. If Porter's not there, they're like, that's fine. We'll circle the wagons. At 40, was it 49 or 45? They picked
49.
49.
Yeah, 49.
They circle the wagons at 49 and snag him. Maybe I just think that with Georgia, they've got about 4, 5. If I wanted to, I could throw Darnell Washington there too. I don't think they're going to get a tight end.
Yeah.
They're going to take one now.
He's borderline first round though. Yeah.
However, he's borderline first round pick, right? So
Yep.
they've got 5 guys here that the Steelers could be like, hey, possibly if some of the one or two of these guys, if they fall to them at 17, they're taking it.
You know,
And
I
if
like
not-
Nolan Smith. I'd be totally happy with that.
yeah.
Totally happy with that.
And that's who they might be. Their 17th pick targets from Georgia could be Broderick Jones or Nolan Smith.
It's definitely possible, 100%.
And then Alabama,
Broderick Jones
obviously Brian
falls to them.
Branch.
Dude, I don't like Brian Branch.
No. I understand that. I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
that's probably the guy they're targeting.
This is who they sent to Alabama: Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan, Dan Rooney Jr., Pat Meyer, Mark Sadowski, Greg Brown, Phil Kreidler. All went to Alabama.
Is there anybody else from Alabama that could fall to them that I'm missing here?
No. Bryce Young's a top 3 pick.
Right. Will Anderson not getting out
Will
of the top
Anderson's
3 or
top
4.
5.
Yeah, like
They got Tyler Steen. He's a second round guy, third round guy.
no, I'm not. Yeah,
Brian Branch is first round.
yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs is second round. And they got Henry 2020, Jordan Battles, the second and third round guys. And that's pretty much it. Eli Ricks,
So-
I've seen.
So it's got to be
Second,
Branch.
third round.
It's got to be Branch. I don't. That doesn't make any. Why would you bring the whole goddamn organization to Alabama for guys that you're not going to get? They're going to get taken in the top 10, or guys that are not. They're not going to be. You're not targeting them until at least the 2nd to 4th round. That doesn't make sense.
There's
to me.
only. You're right. There's only one mid-range first round prospect at Alabama,
And that's Brian
Branch.
Branch. So
I mean, they're not going to take Jahmyr Gibbs.
no, if they
As much as I think he'd be good, he's not a first round pick.
if they take him at 17, I will lose my
Jahmyr
mind.
Gibbs? No,
Yes.
they won't. They won't.
Because I get having a playmaker, but
Yeah,
no,
it's not.
we don't
that's a
need
luxury.
we don't
They're not-
need that right now.
If he's still there at 49, maybe they're
Yeah.
not going to take a running back.
Look,
I mean, they're
just
not.
don't. All I'm asking is don't take a wide receiver or running back with the 17th overall pick. Please don't do
Yeah,
that.
they're not.
Please.
I'll be very disappointed if it's Branch. I don't. Do you know what his athletic score was? His RAS score?
No.
5 point something.
What?
5 point something. I looked it up the other day. He was so bad. I'm going to look it up again real quick. There was 5 points.
You know, I didn't look yet because it just occurred to me. I haven't looked
Because he
to check
ran
and
almost a
see
4.6.
if they updated the Spark ratings for these guys either.
I don't know if they do Spark rating. Do they do Spark ratings anymore? I think RAS ran them out of business.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah. If you can find it. I haven't been able to find it.
Well, the site that does it, it's 3 Sigma Athlete. That's his 2021. That's not good.
Yeah, 5.20 Brian Branch for RAS score. It's awful. You can't take him at the 17th. I don't care. I don't know. I know friends of ours love him. Yeah, I just don't see it, man. And he's not a big dude. He can't play strong safety. I'm going to look his pie chart up now, give you the numbers.
Andy,
Brian
you might be right.
Brian Branch is 5'11", 190. He ran a 4.58 40, which is 42nd percentile. Vertical jump, 34.5, 34th percentile. Broad
I was
jump,
gonna say 34.
125 inches, 78th percentile, not bad. 14 reps on the bench, 22nd percentile. His weight at 190 for, what do they have him here as a safety? Yeah, they have him as a safety, is the 3rd percentile. I know his tape is good,
Yeah.
but I don't think you can take him in the first round. So let's go over some of the other places that both Tomlin and Khan have visited. Clemson, Clemson has Brian Brisset and who else? The linebacker there, right? Miles Murphy's probably going to be gone before they draft. And Trent Simpson.
Yeah.
It's Trent Simpson or Brian Brisset from Clemson. Ohio State. Who's next on the list? We know DeJuan Jones, I guess, could be a first round pick.
You still trying to figure out 17? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, 17. If they stick to their Tomlin and Khan have to be there for them to pick.
Yeah.
Let's do Michigan. Matt Smith's
Mazi Smith.
First round. That's it.
But at 17, I mean,
that's too high.
I think the highest I think the highest he'd be taken was 32.
Yeah, I agree.
If they take him at 17, good Lord, what are they doing?
I don't know. Yeah. We talked about Georgia. Jalen Carter, I guess, in a good fall. Kaylee Ringo's stretching it. Nolan Smith is definitely right around that range.
He's a guy I could see. I could see it. I really could.
And then Darnell Washington. Ohio State, it's Jackson Smith and Jigba. And DeJuan Jones. Paris Johnson's not falling all the way to 17.
No. Some guy in the number one overall ranked offensive tackle.
Yeah, the two Ohio State kids. Two Iowa kids, Iowa and Iowa State. And I'm blanking on their names now. McDonald is one from Iowa State, and Van Ness is from Iowa.
I was gonna say, you talking about Van Ness?
Yeah.
What about
Will
Jack
McDonald's
Campbell?
Iowa. I don't think he's.
You think he's more of a
17?
second rounder?
Yeah.
I don't think it'd take him a 17.
Boy, I'd flip my lid if they took Jack Campbell at 17.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm just trying to think of the Iowa guys that could make. I mean, they'd have to be really. 17. 32, maybe. 49 is probably the sweet spot for him.
You're talking about 5 or 6 players. If the Steelers stick to this formula, that could go at 17. That would.
That's why I think they abandoned it. I think it's gone.
I think they might have to. They painted themselves into a corner where they give, without going on many other pro days.
We have been so accurate and able to predict.
Yeah.
The last 2 years, I have predicted quarterback and running back, right?
Yeah.
Now, personally, I was wrong on both. I had Willis.
Yeah, we all had Willis, dude.
And I had Etienne. I thought that Najee might get taken before he got to the Steelers. So I had Etienne going to him. But I mean, when you saw every single coach was on that Zoom call to see him, remember it was during COVID.
Yep.
That it was just like, holy shit, you guys got the whole crew on here to talk to Najee Harris. Like I was like, okay.
I mean, I was wrong on both two. I thought they were going to take Willis, and I was in denial. I was just hoping they weren't going to take a running back. I convinced myself that they wouldn't do it. So I had him taking the Georgia corner who plays for Green Bay now. I can't remember his name, and then they took Najee. So,
but just think about that. If two nobodies, right, can predict what position they're probably going to take.
Position is pretty easy with the Steelers. Even if you go back, they didn't have a first. Go ahead.
That means that professional guys on these other teams that get paid to do this are probably even more dead accurate on who the Steelers are going to take. So I wonder if, think about this. Think about when the Bengals took William Jackson III.
Yeah. Everyone knew they were taking a corner that year.
They knew. We knew. Everybody knew.
Everyone knew. Let's go back. Chase, 2020, they didn't have first round picks. So we got to skip that year. 2019, everybody in the world knew they were taking Devin Bush. They traded up.
Yep.
It was all the talk about them trading up to get Devin Bush. Everyone was talking about it. They did it. I guess 2018, Terrell Edmonds was a bit of a surprise. I don't think anybody saw
that. Was a huge surprise.
Yeah,
nobody saw.
But did we think they were going to take a safety though?
He was a projected 3rd or 4th rounder.
Yeah. Did we think they were taking a safety that year? I can't even remember, to be honest. And they just fooled us with Edmonds. I don't remember.
This was what year was this?
That was 2018.
18.
I can't
I
remember
think
if they had a bunch of safeties in and we thought they were taking a safety or not. I think they did. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that we were kind
was
of
it?
on the
I don't
safety
know. I
thing
don't know
back
if it was
there.
safety or not. I can't remember back that far.
And then the year before that, TJ Watt, we knew they were taking an edge that year. We didn't know it was TJ, but they needed an edge bad.
Yeah.
And there was a couple other guys that went before him that a lot of people steal.
Again, the
And it was
Cowboys took Taco Carlton, and
yeah,
it was just like,
Jesus, I never gonna live that
okay,
down.
we about to snag Watt. All right.
And then it was Artie Burns before that because we knew they were taking a corner. Ownership said we need to fix the secondary, blah blah blah, and they
Good
took Artie
old
Burns.
Burns and Sean Davis.
Yep. And listen, they were a little bit predictable, but are they fooling anybody? I think maybe they are.
But see, I think that's why they're not doing this anymore. They've only been to 7 pro days. Maybe Waddle went, look, man, you guys are so freaking predictable. And then maybe he went, hey, look, this is what the league's going to. You got to get big in the trenches. You got to worry about having a prolific offense. Maybe he's trying to give them the Eagles. I mean, and maybe nobody wants to hear this, but this is just the truth. Maybe he's trying to give them the Eagles formula of how it worked for them, where they got to go to a fucking Super Bowl. And maybe they're taking it to heart, especially Khan, because Khan's new. He's not. This is his first year. He wants to be, or first time going through his process without Colbert, and he wants to do fucking amazing. The only one I could see giving resistance is Tomlin.
Is the boss Tomlin?
Yeah, literally.
Who calls the shots?
Right. So unless Tomlin is good.
Are they planning on trading out of the first round, and that's why they're not going to these pro days?
Oh,
because they're not going to have a first round pick.
Look, I've been saying it. The more and more I look at it, that's the smart play. You got all these guys that are still really good gets from after 17 all the way to fucking the 3rd round. And if you trade, back and you acquire, say, another 3rd, or another 2nd, or maybe you get a 4th or a 5th because you don't have a 5th pick.
Yeah.
Or if you get a 5th and a 6th, now you've got to pick through every round.
Yep. If they trade
you can start targeting some of these possible hidden gems, like a Kuntz out of Old Dominion, or just any of these guys that you think, or Ford Wheaton from West Virginia. I'm just bringing up guys that right now are moving up. They're moving up out of the 7th round to the 4th, 5th round after their combine performance. There's guys, man. They're moving up. Or the safety from Pitt. He's another one that did really good at the Hill.
Yeah,
Hill. Yep. Hill could be a guy they could snag maybe in the 5th, 6th round.
They all these guys to Pitt too.
Right. They did, and that's the other thing.
A lot of people to Pitt.
So here's another question: Is Kancey in play? Yeah, is he in play? Is that the guy?
Wow, I would be thrilled and stunned at the same time that the guy's a gamble. It's a gamble to take him in the first round.
He is because he doesn't fit that Waddle profile of wanting big guys.
Yeah.
But production's production, and that kid is quick as shit.
But you know what, too? Pitt has a lot of low-key good prospects. A lot of guys that killed the testing, that they may not be high up on people's list, but they really kill it. The kid Hill you brought up, they have a tackle there.
How about that running back, that Abaconda?
The running back, too, that went crazy. Yep.
Yeah, yep. He's another one. Yeah, he definitely improved his draft stock, too. So I'm just saying, if they acquire those later rounds, right? If you can get those later rounds, the 5th, 6th rounds, now you can start working on grabbing some guys that might be hidden gems, or just work on more special teams guys. Like if you're going to let special teams guys go, like Derek Watt or, Benny Snell or whatever, then start using those 5th, 6th, 7th rounds and start getting those special teams guys. They might have this planned out that way. You could be dead right. Maybe they just don't care because they plan to trade down. And I'm fine with it. I really am.
Right? It's interesting to think about because maybe like we talked earlier, it's Joey Porter Jr. or bust. If he's picked before 17, they trade out of the first round altogether.
Could be.
When that's what the evidence points to. I mean,
they may have say 7 guys, and if those 7 guys are gone, they're out.
I think it might be even less than that. I think it
could be. Well, I'm just
Joey Porter Jr.,
it could
Robert
be
Jones.
Yep.
Paris Johnson, if somehow he would miraculously slip down,
right.
they would definitely take him. Who else? None of the Clemson guys, Brescia or Simpson.
No.
That's I'm at 32 possibly.
It's probably the Ohio State guys, either tackles. Basically your top 5 tackles. Antoine Harrison. I think DeJuan Jones is a target for them in the second round at 32.
Yeah.
So
the weight thing, I don't know how that affected.
Well, the weight
him,
thing might drop him down, and that might be when they get, because you got to remember, Tomlin's probably that type where he thinks I'll motivate this kid to get his shit together. But
I could see that.
You don't want to. But here, and I'll just say this: you don't want to draft another Dotson. That's the only thing that worries me.
Yeah. Yeah, Dotson had a little bit of a not so much weight, but in shape type issue.
Yes, he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just I think that the whole trade down thing might be the plan because
I think the more you think about it,
it makes sense. It does. Yeah. But I also think that could be they're just trying not to give their hand away as easily as they had before. It might have been brought to their attention. They are too predictable.
Yep. And this all makes sense if you break it down like this. And hey, I'm all in favor of trading down. I'm all in favor. You can get the same player, I think, for what the Steelers need at 32 as you can get at 17. And then you can pick up more picks.
I agree.
You can get Darnell Wright.
I don't think there's as many elite players.
Yes.
After 17, we'll say 17 through 20. I don't think you're going to miss out on anything. I think that there's so many really good players. I'm not going to say elite, but really good players that are still there from pick 20 all the way to fucking 49.
Yep.
So. If you can get more picks and start grabbing some more of those guys in that range, or the back end towards the 4th, 5th, 6th round, then yeah.
Would you take Lucas Van Ness at 17?
Man,
Do you think they would?
Maybe.
I don't know.
They say honestly. He shows flashes of TJ Watt.
Yeah, I think that's high praise, man.
Yeah.
That's high.
That's high praise. You fucking right.
I don't know if you can.
What I'm saying is that if they think that
if he is the next TJ Watt, fine.
If they think that highly of him, they're gonna take him. Because I know some people don't want to hear this, but you're not paying 2 edge rushers that kind of money.
I get so much pushback on that.
It's not happening. I will be shocked if they pay. But here's my question, Dave. You can't pay everybody. You're going to pay Minka, Cam, TJ, and you're going to pay Alex Highsmith too?
And don't forget, if Kenny Pickett does anywhere near as well as everybody thinks he's going to do, he's going to need a contract in 2 years.
Yeah.
2 more years. But I guess you don't have to worry. Not that
you're the biggest fan, but what if Najee goes off? What if
what do you do with let's stop right there. What do you do with Najee in 2 years? Do you sign him to I don't know, man.
No. Oh man, I know people don't want to hear this either, but I don't give a fuck. No. I'm not signing this guy to a big contract. Don't get me wrong, he does well, but he's not that home run hitter running back. He's just not.
No, he's not. I know my feelings on it.
I love how he grinds for extra yards. And honestly, I love that stuff. But I feel like Jaylen Warren is more of a home run hitter than he is. I think Warren's got more dangerous to take it to the house than him.
He is.
People want to say they think he was the next Henry. And he's not.
He's not.
And it's okay.
People push back and say,
and I want people to understand something. I like Najee. I like Najee. I think he's a good running back, but he's not some top 5, pay him bazillions of dollars running back. He's just not. So, and here's the other thing too, Dave. I don't think he wants to be here in Pittsburgh. I think he's going to take off for fucking San Francisco.
Him and Tomlin love each other. They love each other.
Not San Francisco now that they got McCaffrey, but he's taking off West Coast.
You think so? He's not. Is he from the West Coast?
Yes.
I didn't. Okay.
He's from the Bay.
I don't know.
He's from San Francisco.
Is he? I don't know. Him and Tomlin just like have this love affair with each other. I don't think he leaves.
He does love Tomlin. You're right. But look, I don't see this guy being with Pittsburgh long term.
Especially you're talking 2 more years from now, all the wear and tear, because he only runs one way. He's got to be like that bruising guy. He's not avoiding contact. So let's hope and pray that they don't make that mistake.
Look, like I said, I'm not saying I don't think he's a good running back. I think he's a good running back. I really do. And he did amazing second part of the season. I'm just saying I don't think long term he's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. And just being honest. And look, if I'm wrong, fine. Because I think he's a guy you'd like to keep around. I just don't think he's worth what he's going to want.
The Giants running back there, he didn't even get a comment, right? He got the franchise tag. He didn't get a long-term deal.
I don't think so. I think he got
franchise tag. Well, you still have after the season, you have to decide whether you want to take the 5th-year option on Najee.
Yeah.
Because it's in their 4th year, you have to decide. And they're probably going to pick that up. It's going to cost some money, though.
I think they're going to pick
about $10 million.
They'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But this brings me back to my point. Next year, they're going to start having to worry about some of these offensive guys. They don't have the money to pay Alex Highsmith.
They just don't see it either. I don't see it either, Dave.
And here's the thing. I think they know this. That's why they're watching Van Ness or watching all these edge rushers.
Will McDonald from Iowa State.
Right. Too, yep. And that Nolan Smith and all these guys. They are watching all these guys because they're probably like, hey, we're going to have to do just like we did vintage Bud Dupree, Alex Highsmith. We're going to have to bring a guy in, and he's going to take that spot because the other guy's going to be gone because he's going to go get paid. Watch Highsmith end up with the Titans or some shit.
The Titans love the ex-Steelers.
Yeah, right. If it's not the Titans, then it's going to be fucking
Cardinals, like
Arizona. Arizona. Yeah.
They're another one. Let's look at a list of the highest paid edge rushers. Obviously, TJ Watt is number 1 at 28 per season. And that's Bosa at 27, Garrett at 25. Where do we think Highsmith falls? It's probably better than Carl Lawson, right? Carl Lawson's getting $15 million per season.
Yeah.
Is he better than Chandler Jones? Chandler Jones at his prime was pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty good.
He's better than Harold Landry. Landry's getting 17.5.
Jesus, there's just no way. I mean, come on.
He's gonna get 18 plus a year.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be in that. He's doing so well. Yeah, if he does another 14 and a half plus sacks, dude's getting paid.
So say 19 a year. You're paying TJ Watt 28 per year. That's 40, almost $50 million a year.
$50 million in 2 players.
Just
it ain't happening. It's not happening.
I think people are sleeping on this too.
Minka's making how much money? I'm just saying, Minka, Cam. The only thing I can think of is Cam falls off. I mean, I hope this doesn't happen, but Cam falls off a fucking cliff, and then he's gone. He's done, and they don't have to pay him anymore. I just hypothetically here, I could be completely wrong. They're not paying Alex Highsmith that kind of money to stay here. Unless they get lucky and he takes a hometown discount. And
maybe.
I don't think
I doubt it. I mean, he had double-digit sacks this year. He's on the rise. One more good season. This is going to tell a lot. If he has double-digit sacks again this season, kiss him goodbye. He's gone.
I could see the Eagles going and grabbing him. They're like, hey, here's 22 mil per year.
Some of these teams, I don't know how they do it. Cam Hayward is signed through 2024. He is, man, he's making he's making some money.
Yeah, I know.
His cap hit the next 2 years is $22 million this year and next year
Oh my gosh.
for a
I didn't think I
34-year-old
didn't
defensive
think it
tackle.
was that high. Wow.
Because they restructured. That's why his cap hit so high, because they restructured him, I think, last season or the season before. I think it was last year they restructured him.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. And we didn't even think about, they could restructure TJ again and make his cap hit even more than it already is, because years down the line. Yeah,
You're just helping my point.
Yeah. I think, hey, maybe they fool us and say, hey, we got a quarterback on a rookie contract. Let's spend it and try to win a Super Bowl and worry about it later. I could take that path too, I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If I had to bet, I'd say
he's gone.
You don't have the 5th-year option on him. He wasn't a first-round pick. So next season is his last year. You could franchise him, I guess, for a season. That's going to cost you probably $25 million for one season.
Oh, man.
Edge rushers make a ton of money.
Man, there's just no way. I'm sorry.
And that's one season. You can't spread that out and make a signing bonus, and it's $25 million.
Unless they're planning for this, that's why they went and got Holcomb and went and got Elon Roberts. Like, they got these guys on a cheaper contracts because the plan is to put that money to Highsmith. I don't know. They could be looking to draft the certain positions where it'll be lower costs to have the money next year to keep him. Maybe.
If you're doing that, like if that's your theory, then you need to take a tackle and a corner.
Yeah.
Because those are the most expensive positions, basically,
right,
that they need besides the quarterback, what they already have. Left tackles cost huge money, and corners the good ones get $20 million a season. So
right. So if you take those positions in the draft,
they might, maybe.
Now you got more money. You're saving more money.
Yeah,
absolutely,
maybe.
And like I told you, I still wonder if they take a right tackle and cut Chooks to save that money.
That's also something they could do. Yeah,
I could see it happen.
They could take a right tackle this year and then a left tackle next year.
Yep.
Because Dan Moore's still on a cheap deal.
They may target it that way. That might be what they're doing. They're targeting positions that they wouldn't have to pay. That way they have money to pay Highsmith.
It's either or, right? It's either they don't sign him at all, or they try to go cheap on those expensive positions.
They're either looking for his replacement, or they're going for positions to where they have the money to keep.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Look at us figuring shit out here on the Steel Centric podcast.
Fuck yeah.
Before we go, I want to ask you this question. We go back to free agency. Let's start offense first. Are they better or worse than they were in 2022? They haven't made a ton of moves on offense. They've done a couple things.
I think they're better. They upgraded the offensive line.
Yeah,
they upgraded their linebacker core.
Well, let's do offense and we'll do defense after.
Oh, sorry. You said offense first?
Yeah.
Better. They upgraded their offensive line. There's no doubt in my mind.
Sam Allo's an upgrade over Dotson. All
huge upgrade.
All day long. That just alone makes their offense better. Period.
Yes. Just think about how much more time Kenny's going to have now to throw. Yeah. Like it's good. So that alone for me is the offense has been upgraded. I mean,
it's the only moves they've made.
Who did they lose? Did they lose anybody on offense that's significant?
No, nobody.
They're
all rookies. They're all rookies and second-year guys.
So in theory, all they can do is get better.
Yeah, in theory. Like we said, Sam Allo over Dotson. It's a home run.
Yeah,
home run. Defense, I might disagree with you. You think they're better on defense?
I think they're better. Okay? So this is predicated on Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, that's the big question mark, right?
If we get 22 Peterson, yes, they've gotten better because you group that with the upgraded linebackers, and they bring back Ogunjobi.
They brought back Ogunjobi.
I think they're better.
How much better are they at linebacker? Say Jack is healthy, which we have to assume at least starts the season healthy. He might end up getting hurt later, but
They cut
Miles Jack and say
they cut Miles Jack.
Miles Jack and but if they kept Miles Jack and kept Devin Bush, is that better than Holcomb and Landon Roberts? A lot better than them.
So it's significantly better. Oh, that's tough. That is really tough.
It's not a home run.
No, but I think it's more consistent.
That might be a good way to put it.
These guys will consistently.
These
guys will be more consistent stopping the run. But they're questionable in coverage.
Yeah.
That's my issue. My issue was, why'd you let Jack go when he's the one guy, when healthy, was probably your best cover?
Yeah, they think Holcomb's good coverage. We'll see.
Wait, Holcomb?
They think Holcomb, he's a better athlete than
right, but like
Spillane and
I don't know if I'm ready to say he's a better athlete than Miles Jack healthy. Like I'm not ready to go there yet. But
Landon Roberts is he's
just a downhill tackler. Yeah. He's Spillane 2.0 almost, basically. Yeah. I think he's a little bit better than Spillane.
I was going to say marginally better than Spillane, but
yeah. But basically, that's why when they cut Jack, I was like, son of a bitch.
That
like Holcomb,
things, right? Because
Holcomb and Jack, I thought was a way better upgrade.
Yes, agreed.
But when
they needed the cash. They needed the cap space.
Yep.
That's why.
So, but that's why I'm led to believe they are going to go after an off-ball linebacker.
Are they though?
I think so.
Later in the draft, they can't go first round because if you draft them in the first round,
if they trade down, they can go get fucking everybody.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Trent Simpson.
So they got five picks. They got 5 picks in the first 4 rounds, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So in theory, if they trade down, and if they trade down and acquire picks in the top 4 rounds, we're talking 6 picks, 7 picks in the first 4 rounds, possibly, right?
Yeah,
I
guess
that's a lot of fucking picks. That's a lot of picks to fill a lot of holes.
Yep. I mean, what do you get to trade down from the second round, from the first round to the second round? You probably pick up.
Bro, you can go after Drew Sanders. You can go after Trent Simpson. You can go after any of those linebackers. Any of them. Yeah. There's also edge rushers that are going to be in the second round. Yep. There's tons of players that can be impact players in that second round. And even in the third.
You have that luxury of 32. Yeah.
Right.
That pick at 32 was a first round pick.
Say you get to the third round and Kelly Ringo's still there.
Yep.
See, that's the round you can take a chance on that guy. Third round, fuck yeah, I'll take Kelly Ringo and see what we can do with him.
Did you see my tweet about Riley Moss? He checks a lot of the boxes for the Steelers.
Does. Yeah, you did. I did see that tweet. I like Riley Moss. I thought he looked good at the combine too.
He's like 9.9 RAS.
Yeah, I know. I
dinner with the Steelers.
Yep.
They went to his pro day. And he's got production, dude. Probably more than any of these guys. 11 career interceptions. That's way more than Joey Porter Jr.
Right.
It's more than a lot of these guys.
So
but he could be in the third round easily.
Well, that's just helping my point, Dave. If they trade down, they could fill in so many holes or places where they need to upgrade at, if you will. We won't say holes, maybe just upgrades. They can go get that linebacker. They can go get that safety or corner or whatever. They can go get him, man. They can go get him. And then they're really shored up. And it's on the cheap. Yeah. That's the best part about the draft. So now, mind you, they're not going to hit on every player they draft.
No.
But if you got 7 picks, hypothetically, if you got 7 picks in the first 4 rounds, if you hit on, say, 3 of them, man, that's great.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of trading down, but this year.
Yeah, this year feels like it's the right time. It does.
It makes too much sense. All right. I think that's all I got. You got anything else before we get out of here?
No, I've said my piece
pretty good today. All right. You can follow me on Twitter at SteelersThanks16. Email the show at DAVER@SteelersSanctuary.com. Check us out on YouTube, Steelers Sanctuary. Dave, give me your stuff and let's get out of here.
You can find me on Twitter at M_Corb. I'm on TikTok, Steelers Sanctuary Podcast or Steel Sanct Pod. I do everything from cigars, whiskey, talking about the podcast. You can feel free to message me on there, comment on stuff. I love to talk on there as well.
Guys, hit that subscribe button for us. We've been doing really well these last couple of weeks with the downloads and stuff. We want to keep that momentum going. So,
and thank you to everyone that's been subscribing.
Yes,
we really appreciate
absolutely.
it. To anybody going on to Manscaped, thank you for going on there as well. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Don't forget to use that the code word sanctuary to get 20% off your. That helps us out a great deal. All right. I guess that's all for us for now. Thanks for listening to Steelers Sanctuary Podcast, and we'll catch you next time.